Hey guys, in today's topic, I want to share with you guys why I hold on to that what if mentality mindset. The reason why I hold on to what if is simply because, what if things really do work out? And I am oftentimes going through some form of seasons. There's always something going on, and something I reflected on and realized is I focus a lot on the positive. And I think that is why I am always so optimistic and I always do my best to put on and keep a smile on my face is because I'm constantly focused on the positive. And sometimes as I navigate these seasons, I oftentimes find myself being somewhat delusioned in terms of trying to be optimistic because, I'm navigating these seasons and when I really reflect off of the track record that's going on, it's constantly a repetitious cycle of negativity. It's a constant cycle of an environment where, for the ordinary individual or for one who chooses to focus on the negative, would break an individual. And I experienced that end of the stick. I experienced being that individual that broke. I've been there. I literally was going through a lot mentally and no one knew about it. I didn't speak about it. I didn't share about it until it eventually got to the point where my disability had taken a negative toll. A medical procedure had unfortunately not gone as planned, where I woke up with my hand numb. And I think that was my breaking point where it was like everything is getting worse. And the thing that really helps me navigate these seasons is holding on to that what if. What if things do get better? What if I am a lot closer than I think? What if my breakthrough is right around the corner? And I constantly hold on to that what if. When I was navigating the season, being on a psychiatric hold and navigating that process, is I noticed that I held on to that what if. What if tomorrow's that day where, someone reaches out and is like, hey, what's going on? Or hey, what can I do for you? And I held on to that for the longest time. At that time, the Ellen DeGeneres show was currently active, and so I don't know exactly why this mentality kind of entered my mind, but I think it's probably because I reached out to her and I shared my story and whatnot, and I was hoping to be on the show, and and something remarkable would happen, transformational, or that breakthrough would happen, or that fresh breath of fresh air would have happened. I would have got to experience, but I would always hold on to that what if, like what if tomorrow is the day where her team shows up at your door. And as I was navigating my psychiatrical experience, I never shared that, but as I was navigating the psychiatrical experience, I held on to that for months and months and months, for so long, until eventually I realized, well, it's not going to happen. And then her show was coming to an end. She was going to retire. And I was like, what if what if you are going to be the one on her last episode? And I held on to that for the longest time. And I never shared that. I never talked about it. I never spoke about it. I just kept it to myself. But the what if factor is so significant to help one overcome many of life's adversities, because life is constantly going to challenge you. Life is constantly going to give you so many reasons to focus on the negatives, to focus on the problems that are going on and happening within your life. And whether it's wrongs and negativity that is going on within your environment, within the outside world, maybe even the people, they don't know their influence, their negative impact that they have on you based off their behavior or their overall responses or their selfish point of views. And it all comes down to me navigating these challenges, holding on to that what if. Like, what if me sharing my content, what if tomorrow, next week, like what if tomorrow I wake up and my channel significantly just blows up in terms of getting significant traction, and I wake up with, thousands of views or subscribers or whatever. That's my breakthrough moments. What if tomorrow is a day where, whether it's this YouTube channel, whether it's my other several YouTube channels, whether it's my other projects I'm working on behind the scenes, what if those things pay off? What if one of those pays off? Where it would, in terms, be a domino effect where it benefits every single thing. That what if significantly pulls me through a lot of life's adversities. And where I'm going with this is you need to hold on to that what if. And sometimes as you navigate these seasons, you have to try to convince yourself, what if my efforts are not for nothing? What if my story is not for nothing? What if I can turn nothing into something? Because at the end of the day, the thing I learned is you only need to get one thing right. You only need to be right once in order for you to experience that thing you have been longing for. You have been hoping to experience, hoping to see that significant change, that breakthrough, that moments where you can literally just reflect and be like, damn, that was a journey. Damn, in the process, I didn't quite understand why I was going through what I was going through, but you know what? I understand now. Because every single thing that happens in your life, both the good and bad, it all led you to that moment. It leads you right where you are. And as we navigate these seasons, we may not understand why we go through these seasons. It's the process that we oftentimes don't understand. But I learned that when you can hold on to that what if, hold on to that positive outcome, you allow yourself the chance of opportunity to not only endure through the adversities of life, but you allow yourself the chance of opportunity to experience your greatest breakthrough. To put it simply, your greatest test will become your greatest testimony. I sincerely apologize. I think this was a very good episode. I apologize. I said episode because I have a podcast that I haven't quite shared on this YouTube channel yet, but I have several podcasts. I just launched November 1st, and so I end my content like that. But what I wanted to say, I think this was a good video. I am trying to get myself out there more, talk about things I never really shared publicly, and at the end of the day, I just want to showcase and show you guys, like, one, this is my story. This is my life with SMA. But what I hope you got, my intention behind my content is by me being vulnerable. It's not, I don't want you guys to look at me and be like, and have so much sympathy, like, oh, like, I'm sorry for you. I don't want that. My intention is, I hope you guys can learn from my story. Take away the valuable tools you can learn within my videos, within my contents, where it helps you along your own journey. I want you to be able to reach that next step because I know what it's like to hold on to one more day. And as tomorrow is approaching, it's slowly beginning to slip away. Will I make it to tomorrow? Those seasons are not the easiest to navigate through. And I hope that my messages, my words of encouragement, my wisdom, me sharing the things I have learned along my journey thus far, I hope it helps you to not only continue to reach that next step, and I hope that it not only continues to help you make it to one more day. I hope that you are able to discover purpose, meaning, to make it to that next step, make it to tomorrow. But all the other steps and all the other tomorrows that come after, that's what I want. I want you to discover your strength. I want you to discover meaning within your story. Because everything you go through, the good, the bad, and the ugly, all holds meaning for you. But it is only up to us to discover it. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And as always, remember, grow through what you go through. Please like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new. I'm so close to 300 subscribers on this YouTube channel, which would be a really, really extraordinary milestone to reach. And please comment down below what you personally enjoyed within today's video. Again, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And as always, grow through what you go through. Much love.